Good evening, and welcome to this evening's match between your Vilonia Varsity Eagles and the Parkview Patriots. We're here at Scott Field near Hall High. They'll be playing host for our match tonight. For those who were watching earlier, the Vilonia Lady Eagles were able to take care of the Parkview Lady Patriots 6-0. And we are now getting ready. There's the mid-game or between game clock letting everyone know that it is time for us to start. Coming into tonight's matchup, both teams on the season, Parkview enters the game 0-10-1 on the season. 0-10-1 in conference. That is ninth place. That's good for ninth place in the 5A Central. Vilonia enters tonight's match 9-2-1 on the season, 8-2 in conference play, and that has them solidly in third place in the 5A Central. Both teams are starting to take the field. We have starting 11 for Vilonia. It looks like we have Houston Frazier playing keeper. In the back, we have Case Bird, Sam Kaufman, and Chance Martin. In the midfield, we have Clint Slicer, Zach Ussery, and Griffin McCrory. Up top, we have the Garza brothers, Victor and Junior, Abbott Mitchell, and Ethan Partridge. I believe that's him on the far sideline, but once again, I've got old man vision and can barely see. So, tonight's match, both sides, ref checking with both sides. Vilonia will start. Starting whistle goes. A drop from Garza is sent up high by McCrory. And, of course, the camera decided to reset itself. Give me 1 second, folks. Just so you know what's going on, Parkview looked to push the ball upfield, but Sam Kaufman's able to center the ball up to Griffin McCrory. McCrory sends the ball up to Abbott Mitchell. Abbott Mitchell touches the ball outside the box to Junior Garza, but Garza is unable to get to it, and Parkview changes direction. Big through pass by Parkview there, sent out just a little too big, and you will have a throw-in coming for Vilonia. Jance Martin throws the ball into Clint Slicer. Clint Slicer plays ball in air, drops back to Jance Martin, and ultimately back to Kaufman. Kaufman surveying the field. Line drive touch up to McCrory. McCrory settles the ball. No pressure. Turns, looks, sends a through pass to Mitchell, and Mitchell is called offside. And it looks like Parkview will have a restart at the 32-yard line. Center ref says something to Mitchell. I'm assuming Mitchell didn't agree with the call, and the center ref is probably just conferring with him to go with it. Restart by Parkview, picked off by Partridge. Partridge looks to get the ball up to Mitchell. Mitchell sends it out wide to Partridge. Partridge tries to send it back in to Mitchell, but deflection results in, wow. Okay. Yeah, so throw-in awarded to Vilonia. Parkview player knocks the ball out of the Partridge's hand. Whistle's blown, word said. And now we have a restart. Vilonia throw-in. Slicer to Ussery. Ussery maintains possession and gets the ball back to Slicer. Slicer to Partridge. Vilonia looking, centering pass into McCrory, picked up by Garza. And once again, this referee seems to think that Abbott Mitchell is in an offside position and calls it. And there will be a restart coming for Parkview. At this point, I just have to trust the person on the field who's got a better view than me. But from my vantage point, that one was questionable. Restart for Parkview at this time. Parkview lifts his hand, raises, puts the ball deep, lands around midfield, Slicer plays the ball off of a Parkview player, and ball is controlled by Parkview. Parkview looks to attack there in the offensive third. Centers the ball, but Slicer is there to retrieve. Slicer surveying the field, drops it back to Frazier. Frazier gets a boot on it, sends it out wide. A little too wide. It'll be a throw in for Parkview. We're a little over 3 minutes into this match, and Parkview has a throw in. Parkview throw received and possessed. Ball's around the 20. Gets a through pass. And Parkview is trying to create some confusion at the top of the box. Ball ultimately deflected off of a Parkview player and picked up by Houston Frazier. Frazier throws the ball up to Partridge. Partridge has a knee ball to about midfield. Abbott Mitchell is about to turn with it as a Parkview player skies in, plays it into touch, and we have a Vilonia throw. Slicer's throw into the middle to Victor Garza. Garza drops to McCrory. McCrory sends a through pass up to Junior Garza, a little too strong, and the Parkview keeper comes out and receives it and sends a punt out the sideline. K-Spurt gets the ball back in for Vilonia to Victor Garza. Garza drops to Slicer. Slicer views the field, sends it out wide to Partridge. A little strong. Partridge can't control. Ball goes out into touch, and we'll have a Parkview throw. Parkview gets the ball into play, possesses, settles, centers. A little pressure from Vilonia causes Parkview to lose the ball. And then Usry drops the ball to Bird. Bird to McCrory. McCrory to Garza. But the ball is lost, and Parkview looks to move the other way. Slicer gets the ball away from the Parkview player, but it rolls out, and we have a Parkview throw. A high touch by Parkview results with the ball being settled on the sideline, and Parkview looking to move the ball upfield. Centering pass possessed by Parkview, sent out wide. Vilonia pressures, but Parkview able to navigate these waters. Ball centered. Parkview doing a decent ball controlling, but ultimately a errant touch picked off by McCrory, and eventually the CR gets to the fact that McCrory's leg was grabbed, and we have a free kick for Vilonia. Quick restart there by Victor Garza to a running Ethan Partridge. Parkview had really no option there but to send that one out fast out the baseline, and we have Vilonia setting up for their first corner of the night. McCrory works his way over to the corner. McCrory sets the ball. Several Vilonia players enter the box. Surveys the field. Raises his hand. Sends the ball in. Centering pass. High over everyone. No one able to get to it. A little too tall for Kaufman. Ball rolls out the sideline for a Parkview throw inside the corner. McCrory looking for Kaufman on the back post, but just a little bit too much. Parkview has a throw in a danger zone. Vilonia looking to keep the ball in the corner. A high arcing throw lands at a Parkview player's foot, and the ball goes upfield. Parkview working the ball upfield. Sends it across, a little strong, but Parkview able to run it down in play. Parkview centers. Kaufman steps to it. Partridge gets to it. Partridge pinballs through several Parkview players before finally having the ball punched out of play, and we'll have a Vilonia throw coming. Vilonia throw coming. Ball played at the 20 off by Abbott Mitchell, controlled by Vilonia before ultimately taken down from behind. That's going to result with the free kick coming around the football 15-yard line. So just looks like Griffin McCrory is going to line up to take this touch. Surveying the field, allowing people to set up. Ref gives him his 10. McCrory, hands on hip, awaiting the restart. There's the whistle. Touch high, pretty touch off the inside of the side of the net. That's a goal for Vilonia. Griffin McCrory off the free kick. 31:55 remaining in the first half. Vilonia gets on the board first, goes up 1-0 on the McCrory goal off the free kick. Very pretty touch by McCrory as he's able to send the ball up and over a wall and hit the inside of the far net. Pretty touch, and we have a Parkview restart. Parkview drops the ball to their back line. Vilonia high press by Junior Garza, but they're able to get by it just fine. They're looking to maintain possession. Moves the ball upfield. Vilonia's line is there. Garza is able to pick it off. Tries to get it up to Usry, but Parkview momentarily takes it, but Usry sneaks through and takes it out. And Victor Garza with a good touch to Usry. Usry comes in from out of nowhere. Kind of catches. That is a tackle from behind. Ref stops the clock. That'll be a PK coming for Vilonia. Usry just out-hustled his competition there, got in the box, and the defender decided he had no other option but to apply a hard tackle. And it looks like Griffin McCrory is going to step up and take this touch. Griffin is somewhat of a PK specialist, so let's be hopeful that I am now convinced that I have just Eagle Vision cursed Griffin. So hopefully McCrory is set up here, surveying, waiting for the ref's whistle. Keeper with his feet on line. McCrory steps, looks, and just buries it into the back of the net. That's a goal for Vilonia. Vilonia goes up 2-0 with 30:20 remaining in the first half on the second goal of the evening by Griffin McCrory. I am now getting told in no plain terms that I am not to jinx any of the Vilonia players by my fellow booth mates. So I'll try and be more conscious of that going forward in the rest of this match. But nonetheless, the score is 2-0 Vilonia. This drop restart by Parkview, high pressure by Vilonia, and it results in Abbott Mitchell getting the ball on a run. The Parkview is able to get to the ball first, but no option but to go out the baseline. And Vilonia is looking for its second corner of the evening. First corner was a big booming cross pass by Griffin McCrory and just a little too tall for Sam Kaufman. Let's see how Vilonia addresses the corner this time. Vilonia already having 2 quick goals on the board. I'm sure all of them would like to get a third one as soon as possible. McCrory does line up, places the ball in the corner, surveys the field. Raises his hand, sends the ball in. Even higher touch this time. Looks like he's going across the field to Garza. Garza to Kaufman. Loose ball in the box, and Parkview is just able to get to it. Ball out to the midfield. Bird is the first one there, and now Slicer possesses. Slicer sends it back out wide to Partridge. Partridge sends it up to Abbott Mitchell. Abbott Mitchell tries to center the ball in McCrory, but Parkview is there to cause problems. Ball did get deflected to Griffin McCrory. He takes a quick left foot, but it does go wide left. I finally get to say wide left tonight. And that'll be, there's a reason it went wide left. They're calling that a deflection off a Parkview player. Vilonia will have its third corner of the night. Victor Garza is taking this ball to the corner to set up. McCrory comes in close. It looks like it's going to be a start into him. He gets the ball in the air. He's trying to lift that up to Sam Kaufman. Abbott Mitchell attempts to keep the ball from going out, but a goal kick is awarded to Parkview. 28:10 remaining in the first half. Score is Vilonia 2, Parkview 0. Parkview goal kick sent in on a line drive, bounces around the 35. After a couple skips off this wet turf, it is ultimately possessed by Zach Usry. Usry takes the ball. He drops it to Bird. Bird drops it to Kaufman. Kaufman over to Martin. Martin running onto the ball. Opts to drop back to Kaufman. Kaufman with no pressure. Quick touch up to Slicer. Frazier to the ball. Looks to send it, and it goes through two or three different Parkview players before. They're going to call it. They're not going to call it off. So we have Partridge to Junior to Victor. Victor tries to get it back into the corner into Partridge, but not just missing on it, and it's going to be a Parkview goal kick. Goal kick coming for Parkview with just over 27 minutes remaining. How did I get a full minute behind? Just so you guys at home watching know that I'm about a full minute behind on this on the game clock. Oh, I'm being informed that they didn't stop the clock after one of the second Vilonia goal. So just know that we're about 26:45 remaining in the first half. We have a throw-in coming for Vilonia. McCrory grabs the ball, goes to send it down that line. Parkview does get a foot on it, and they look to turn the ball upfield. Kaufman steps in front of a centering pass, punches it out, and McCrory runs the ball down. McCrory sends the ball up, trying to get it to Partridge on the sideline. Parkview defender steps in front, but it'll be a throw-in for Vilonia. Vilonia is definitely looking to be aggressive on and try and get several through balls in. I think that was very successful for them in the first meeting of the year. Parkview trying to possess through the midfield, but ultimately just has to punch the ball up. They are able to get possession, get the ball, and they're controlling the ball around the 30. They're on the far side of the field, looking to get a ball into the box. Not in a super hurry here, trying to be methodical with their attacks, but Vilonia's they're able to meet on every move they make. Kaufman steps in front of that one, steps around the attacking player, ball perfectly to Ethan Partridge. Partridge with a big through ball. No one on Vilonia there to make the run, though. Ball picked up by the Parkview keeper and sent back out. Ball off the top of the back of the McCrory, and ultimately, pretty pass there by Partridge. Shot by Garza. Follow-up shot by Garza is ultimately good. So Garza gets his own rebound, puts the ball into the back of the net, and we have 24:51 remaining in the first half as Vilonia goes up 3-0. Parkview drops their restart, and Vilonia goes to pressure. Centering pass picked up by Victor Garza. Garza surveying the field, through pass to a running Partridge. Partridge retreats, maintains possession, looks to drop to Slicer, just a little off on the pass, and Parkview takes possession. After a couple of loose ball touches, the ball is put upfield by Parkview and ultimately picked off by Sam Kaufman. Sam Kaufman with the leading pass. Abbott Mitchell making a run. Shoulder to shoulder with the Parkview defender, and the far side AR is awarding a corner kick for Vilonia. Corner kick coming up for Vilonia. Looks like McCrory's looking through the field. A couple extra Vilonia players coming into the box. A higher touch about the middle of the field. Over a jumping Kaufman. Victor Garza does get his foot on it, but just high. In a different football, that nets us another 3. Unfortunately, we are playing the original football. So goal kick coming for Parkview after that shot attempt by Victor Garza. Vilonia remaining aggressive, even though they're already up 3-0. Huh? Oh. The punt by Parkview ultimately maintained or picked up by Vilonia. During that last stoppage in time, I do want to announce that Junior Garza did leave the game, and Ryan Hale for Vilonia enters. Vilonia staying aggressive, looking to press. 16 for Parkview drops it off, looking for a through pass. Hale gets a step in. He's assisted to the ground, and the ref calls it. It'll be a restart for Vilonia, probably somewhere around the 10-yard line of the football field. Referees, having a moment and having a brief conversation with 16. I don't think any important words are being said. He just, hey, make sure you don't get too excited there. Probably a smart move by the center. Regardless, it is a touch for Vilonia. Slicer takes the touch, sends it center to Kaufman. Kaufman touches the ball upfield, touches it wide to Martin. Martin sends the ball upfield to Partridge. Partridge looks to advance down the sideline. Partridge steps past the Parkview defender, does lose the ball, but Parkview plays it in touch. Partridge quickly back into McCrory. McCrory with a quick touch on it. I think he's trying to get it to Mitchell, but there was a Parkview defender shielding Mitchell from the ball. Save for Parkview. And that punt played in the air by Usry of Vilonia. And then ultimately played out by Parkview. 21-20, a little under 21-20 remaining in this match. Bird with the ball for Vilonia, drops it into Usry. Usry traps the ball, sends it back to Kaufman. Kaufman sends it wide to Martin. Martin surveys the field, attacks the center, gets the ball up to Usry. Usry turns, sends it up to Hale. Hale all alone on the wing. Momentarily loses possession and looks to center it. Not a bad look, trying to get it over an entire Parkview line. Gets it over most, but one Parkview player in the way. And now Zach Usry into the corner, looking to cause some confusion. Usry drops it to Mitchell. Mitchell plays it off of a Parkview player out the baseline, and it'll be another corner kick coming for Vilonia. This will be the 5th corner kick of the night for Vilonia. Victor Garza is making his way over to the corner to take this touch. Ball placed, field viewed. McCrory comes in close. They choose to go over. Parkview player plays it off his head. Dropped in the box, but controlled by Usry. Usry in the box. Ball to Hales on Hales' foot. Scrum for the ball. It does come out. Abbott Mitchell gets a loose kick on the ball, shoots it, and just barely keeper able to keep his mitts on it. That looked like that for a moment had a chance to slip through, but the keeper is sure-handed and makes the save. A big touch by the Parkview keeper results in 16 winning the ball, but Jance Martin's there to tap the ball away, and they're looking to move the other direction. Partridge looks to make a good run, but it is tapped out by Parkview, so everyone gets a breather for a second as Clint Slicer picks up the ball, and it will be a Vilonia throw. Slicer surveys the field, ultimately drops back to Kaufman. Kaufman drops it to Martin. Martin back to Slicer. Slicer trying to get up over the Parkview attacker, unsuccessfully, but Usry's there to slow things down. Parkview does ultimately come up with the ball, and they look to attack up the sideline. Centering pass controlled by Parkview. Parkview back to the corner. Martin goes out to pressure. Off is called by the AR. It'll be a Vilonia restart. Kaufman is sauntering his way over for this kick. Surveys the field. Puts a big boot on it. Strong centering pass. Abbott Mitchell is the first one there. You got Mitchell and Garza on the attack. Mitchell sends it out wide to Partridge. Partridge with a big touch onto the keeper, but the keeper deflects it straight onto the foot of Victor Garza, and Garza doesn't miss from there. So, viewing the field, no infractions called. Score put on the board. Vilonia does go up 4-0 with 8:19 remaining in the first half. Excellent effort there by the Parkview keeper, but Garza was just there to pick up the trash and smack the ball against the back of the net. Parkview drops this restart and looks to possess. A couple good steps by Parkview players to split a couple Vilonia defenders, but ultimately Case Bird is there for Vilonia to depossess and get it to Hale up the sideline. Hale plays it off the Parkview player. AR agrees, and there will be a Vilonia throw. Victor Garza takes the throw. Into Slicer to Garza, Garza to McCrory. During that last stoppage, I am now noticing that we have into the match for Vilonia, number 4, Gage Pope. Gage Pope into the match for Vilonia. Vilonia possessing. You got Slicer to Pope. Pope up to Garza. Garza out wide to Hale. Hale with a touch. Centering run. Big touch, but keeper is there. Big shot by Ryan Hale, but the keeper is tracking that the entire way. And Parkview is putting the ball high in the air, going the other way. Ball played in the air by Gage Pope from Vilonia. The ball has yet to hit the ground for the last couple of seconds. The crowd suggesting that they play with their feet, in which they ultimately do after about 6 or 7 different volleys. Ball played into the corner. Parkview is the first one there, but Bird is there to prevent anything else from happening. Centering pass makes it to the corner. Big touch by the Parkview attacker, but wide left. Houston Frazier watches it slide harmlessly out for a Vilonia goal kick. Substitutions for Vilonia. It looks like number 6, Clint Slicer, is going to get a break as number 13, Zach Ussery, re-enters the match. The restart by Sam Kaufman out wide to Jance Martin. Martin back to Kaufman, trying to draw in some of these Parkview players for a big touch, and that is successful. Ball sent to midfield, small scrum for the ball, ultimately played up by Parkview. Martin first to the ball to Ussery up to Partridge to a touch down the line to a sprinting Garza. Garza's going to get there. He's looking to center it. Hale just unable to get there. Ball rolls out the near side line for a Parkview throw. We have about 15:30 remaining here in this first half. Vilonia is up 4-0. 4 quick goals, 2 by Garza, 2 by McCrory. That throw in fought for and played, and ultimately, what looked like possession for Parkview ends up with McCrory sending the ball out wide to Partridge. Partridge sends it back into the box to Ussery. Ussery, ball on foot, deflected by their keeper. Offside is called. They're calling an offside on Garza, and that will be a restart for Parkview in the box. Quick decision there by the AR to throw the flag up, and it will result in a free kick for Parkview. Ball bounces around midfield. Kaufman skies to get his head on the ball. Does. And ultimately, after a couple of touches, ball is up to Garza. Ball bounces through 2 Parkview defenders, and Abbott Mitchell's there to pick it up. Ball dropped back into the box. And, a clear attempt picked off by Clint Slicer. And the keeper is very fortunate. He is able to get a hand on it and knock it out of play. That is an excellent shot by Partridge. Partridge. Once again, my old man's eyes have deceived me. And so Partridge's shot deflected out the baseline for a Vilonia corner kick. Rain is coming down in a very mist-like fashion, affecting play in this game. Luckily, I think it's been in Vilonia's advantage so far. Corner kick by Vilonia, played off of a park. Ryan Hale almost scoring off of his back there. And ball loose And ultimately, Zach Usry picks the ball up around the 20-yard line, dribbles into the box, plays it out wide to Partridge. Partridge able to get to it, center it back in. Parkview player there, drops it. Oh, and it looked like Abbott Mitchell just unable to connect with the follow-up touch there. Gage Pope trying to get the ball back into the box, unsuccessful. Pope and Hale combine to get the ball. A couple touches by Hale, ultimately knocked out to Usry. Usry looked to center it, but just picked off by the Parkview player. Luckily, Kaufman's there to get the ball. Kaufman up to Gage Pope. And unfortunately, Parkview does take possession, and they're looking to go the other way. Parkview player receives the ball, is in a one-on-one situation. Couple slick moves, but ultimately he's on multiple Vilonia players. I believe that one is deflected off Case Bird's back. Um, so, and just Gage Pope tries to get that ball, just unsuccessful. Parkview does have the ball, still around the 20. A shot taken, but Frazier tracking this the entire way. Easy save, and Vilonia looks to restart. Big touch by Houston Frazier, airs, lands on the other 40, but just a little bit too much as no one is able to get to it, and this is going to be a Parkview throw. Throw in, bounced high in the air, but Vilonia can't seem to get control of it. Another Parkview throw. Parkview looking to move the ball upfield with a nice touch, but James Martin there to pick it off. He gets the ball up to Ethan Partridge before getting turned over to Parkview. Parkview looking to press the advantage again, but Case Bird is able to outrun the Parkview attacker, and now Ryan Hale moves the ball upfield. The ball up from Ryan Hale to Victor Garza. Garza into the box. Easy touch to Abbott Mitchell, and after 6 steps, he decides to make the off call. This AR has been quick to raise his flag, but that is the call on the field. That's the 3rd offside call on Abbott Mitchell tonight, if I'm remembering things correctly. And we have Parkview taking a goal kick instead of a restart of offside. Parkview gave up the extra 5 yards and instead opted for a goal kick, and now they possess ball around midfield. Parkview possesses. Couple good passes. Kaufman looks to stab and take it away, but Parkview does have the ball. Ball flipped up into the box, but ultimately Gage Pope there to put his foot on it, play it out. It will be a Parkview throw, but the attack thwarted for a moment. Parkview still looking to press. Big throw into the top of the box, played by Usry, and then Partridge gets the ball to McCrory. McCrory, big touch, but nonetheless, Vilonia possesses. Hale to Garza. Garza to Mitchell. Mitchell thought about passing it back, instead opts to send it across to Partridge. Partridge tries to center it unsuccessfully. Ultimately, it is Zach Usry gets to it, plays it off a Parkview player, plays it up, and a Parkview player sends it out wide. During this stoppage, there will be a substitution for Vilonia. It looks like Gage Pope will be getting a breather, as I believe that's Clint Slicer re-enters the field for Vilonia. Between the mist of the rain, the way it's hitting the lights, and just my general sucky eyesight, I'm gonna do my best to identify these players, guys. Just go ahead and forgive me when I do mess up. McCrory gets the ball in to Mitchell. Mitchell doing some fancy footwork, but unable to make it count. Throw in Parkview. Parkview with a quick restart, but really unable to get it out of that offensive third before it's picked back up for Vilonia. Usry with a big touch on it. The Parkview keeper slides hard to his right and is able to get a body in front of it, stopping that goal. Good save by the keeper and a quick restart by Parkview. Parkview looked to press the advantage, but Bird was there. And now Ussery looks to put the ball upfield. Kaufman working hard to maintain possession, does ultimately get the ball dropped to Bird, but in the interim, a foul is called, and it'll be a Vilonia restart just inside midfield. Kaufman surveying the field. Look, quick touch out wide to McCrory. McCrory all alone around the 25-yard line. Ball ultimately centered in. No one from Vilonia made the run. You see Garza signaling to McCrory kind of his bad, maybe, or just trying to get on the same page there. Ball is ultimately won by Vilonia. Ethan Partridge looks for a center. Gets the ball into the box, but no one's there, and it'll be a goal kick for Vilonia. Or goal kick for out on Vilonia. Goal kick for Parkview. Apologize. Parkview defender surveys the field. Approaches and sends the ball downfield. Ball lands around the 43-yard of Parkview, ultimately settled by Parkview. Parkview drops. Parkview player attempts to center, but it's deflected by Kaufman, allowing the rest of the team to drop. And Kaufman, once again, gets in front of it. Slicer with a big touch, now running onto it. Looking for a through either to Mitchell or Garza, but I don't think either of them were fully ready. And now Parkview has the ball at midfield. Bird pressures. Parkview looking to possess, and the player runs through Bird and has the ball around the 30. Hale takes a slide at it. Good quick touch, and Houston Frazier gets his body in front of it and stops that attack of Parkview. Parkview attempting to keep this ball into play, but ultimately called out on this sideline by the near side AR, and it'll be a throw-in for Vilonia about 10 yards into the field. We are just over 6 minutes remaining in this first half. Vilonia is up 4-0. Bird looking to take this throw. Bird surveys the field, tries to get a couple extra yards, and does. Gets the ball to Ussery. Ussery trying to shield the ball to Slicer. A couple quick, nice touches by both. Did succeed, but Hale just unable to keep that ball in play. There was the makings of a great run there. But nonetheless, Vilonia intercepts the Parkview throw-in, and Garza drops to McCrory. McCrory sends it through, just past the stretched defender, and Slicer is alone in the box and buries it near side post. That is a goal for Vilonia. Clint Slicer. Great goal, and celebrating with push-ups. All right. Regardless, that makes the score 5-0 for Vilonia with 5:16 remaining in the first half. Slicer taking full advantage of the misplay by the Parkview defender, getting that one-on-one position, and then just nailing it near post. Parkview does restart on the whistle. Finally, restarts on the whistle. Mitchell plays some high press, putting some attack on the ball. Parkview just barely gets that away as feet collide. Parkview trying to possess, but Vilonia able to win the ball back. Partridge now walking the ball up the sideline. Tries to top around the Parkview defender unsuccessfully, but Parkview has no option but to play it out. And we'll have a Vilonia throw coming around the 20-yard line in the attacking third. Garza gets the ball to Ussery. Ussery to Partridge. Attempts to play it back to Garza, but it's picked off by Parkview. Parkview attempting to keep the ball in play does, but ball is possessed by Slicer. Slicer looks to get the ball across field to Hale. Hale runs on. Abbott Mitchell with a beautiful pass to Griffin McCrory, but that AR just doesn't seem to want anything close to be even considered. Offside called. I'm sure this one will probably get reviewed on film multiple times tonight. Regardless, the call is offside. Parkview with the restart. That was on. After that restart, Parkview quickly up the field. Um, Vilonia is able to stymie some of this attack, but Parkview nonetheless has the ball right outside the box. Bird takes a stab at it, unable to get to it. Houston Frazier unable or does not gets the ball off his foot and gets the ball up to Hale, and Hale gets plowed through. Foul is called. Garza drops it to Slicer on that restart. Everyone's taking a breather with 3 minutes remaining. Garza lifts it over the Parkview player to, or Slicer lifts it to Garza. Garza sends it into Mitchell. Mitchell sends it back to Slicer. Slicer with a shot just a little high. All right. That shot by Slicer does sail high, resulting in a goal kick for Parkview. 2:25 remain here in the first half of this match. Vilonia is up 5-0. Parkview surveying the field. Big touch coming. Played off the head of Ethan Partridge to the foot of Griffin McCrory. Out wide to Abbott Mitchell. He tracks it down. Abbott looking to go baseline, just looking to get the ball into the box. Centers it in, but no one from Vilonia is there. Parkview reacts by bombing it downfield. Martin's there for Vilonia. Tries to center it, but the Parkview player picks it off. Ooh, play back. Picked off by McCrory. McCrory to Garza. Garza with the rocket. Yeah. And an excellent shot by Garza off of the centering pass from Griffin McCrory. Sorry for the delay in my speech. I just realized that the clock's showing it's 5:16 at home. There's only a minute 39 remaining in the half. So we'll try and get the clock right before they restart. I apologize for those watching at home. What one man operation? No, one man operation here in the booth, causing confusion everywhere. Speaking of, if you're interested in helping with the Vilonia broadcast crew, please reach out to Frank Kleberg of the Vilonia Soccer Club and the Vilonia High School soccer team. Accepting help at this time. Partridge is wrapped up by the by the Parkview defender, and it isn't until he retaliates that the foul is called. Parkview with a kick at the top of the box. We have a minute 5 remaining here in the first half. Parkview looking to attack, but Kaufman's there to control the ball. Kaufman walks the ball up, sends it up to Garza. Garza around the 30 sends it out wide to Partridge. Partridge just unable to get to this. This rain has started picking up, it seems like, in the last minute or two. So that may be having an effect on the game right now. Vilonia is up 6 with 38 seconds remaining. Parkview gets the ball in. Mitchell presses. Ball trying to be centered to be sent upfield, but Vilonia is everywhere tonight. Partridge able to get a foot on the ball and into the box, but Parkview can clear it. Hale in Parkview, yeah, okay. A foul is called on Vilonia Hale. In a little bit of haste, the Parkview player kicks the ball quickly downfield before restarting, and now the last 5 seconds of this clock will likely roll off with no action taken. There's the whistle. And we are at halftime. Your Vilonia Eagles are up 6-0 at the half. We'll be back shortly for the conclusion of this game. Stay tuned, and we will be back shortly. All right, we have about 3 seconds remaining on the halftime clock, and it has just expired. There's the buzzer. With Vilonia up with Vilonia up 6 goals going into the second half, sportsmanship rule is in place. The clock will be set at 20 minutes, and we will have a running clock, only stopping under extreme circumstances. Vilonia is coming out to start this second half. Let's gonna have to get my eyes on. Let's see. Houston Frazier is taking his position in keeper, but looks like new into the game. Number 12, Sam Juarez. Number 7, Sam Kaufman still out there. Is that? I believe that might be. Yeah, still Case Bird on the far sideline. It looks like Ussery, McCrory, Garza, Slicer in the midfield, and Partridge, Mitchell, and Martin up top. I may have gotten a name or two wrong there, but it's going to be good enough, and I'll correct when I figure out the answer. Mitchell wins the ball, drops it to Garza, but loses on the attack, but ultimately wins it back, gets it to Kaufman. Kaufman sends it out wide to Bird. Bird retreating. Bird controlling. Bird going to the sideline. Settles. Draws a couple defenders and sends it back to the middle to Kaufman. Kaufman drops it to Frazier. Frazier surveys the field. Line drive touch. Picked off by Parkview around midfield, but Ussery is there to win the pass back. McCrory looks to put a sideline pass to Martin. Martin on ball. Parkview able to get to it, but nothing they can do with it except kick it out of play, and we'll have a Vilonia throw-in coming. Throw-in quickly. Garza taking the ball just outside the box. Shot on line. Parkview keeper is there for the save, and the restart is going up the near sideline. Partridge chased down to the ball, but the ball is ultimately past him and down the sideline. 9 for Parkview looks to center. Soft roller in the middle, but controlled by Parkview. Ussery with the pressure. Parkview maintaining possession. That ball off Abbott Mitchell, but stays in down the sideline. Ball past Juarez. Juarez able to get there. Ball still maintained possession by Parkview. Parkview centers, turns, but Bird's there to control. Get it to Slicer. Slicer to McCrory. McCrory to Ussery, or to Abbott. Ussery continues his run. Great through pass there by Abbott Mitchell. Ussery is behind the line, by himself in the box, and that's tackled hard while shooting. No call awarded. Goal kick for Parkview. Hard to see that that's not a foul, but the CR is closer. Big touch by Parkview, played at midfield. McCrory there to Slicer. Slicer to Garza. Garza out wide to Martin. Martin runs it down, drops it back to Bird. Vilonia more than content to control this ball, but the attack is coming now. Garza to Ussery. Ussery out wide to Partridge. Partridge into the box. Two-hand shove by defender. Partridge still gets it there. Ball through Garza's leg to Martin. Martin just can't get a foot on it. Some good effort by Ethan Partridge there to try and keep the ball alive, but ultimately controlled by the Parkview goalie, and Parkview is off to the races. Vilonia defense able to get back and slow down this Parkview attack and try and recover. Done so well. Ball ultimately cleared not before a foul is called. It looks like they're going to call a foul on Clint Slicer, and it'll be a direct kick for Parkview around the 20-yard line. So they're going to be sitting about 30 yards out with this direct kick. Center points out the spot. Parkview surveys and prepares. Frazier barking out orders to his defenders to set up the wall. Whistle blows. Parkview player shifts, looks, big touch coming, straight to Frazier, punches the ball out, and loose ball around the 40-yard line, ultimately picked up by Parkview, played off of, well, AR made a couple mind changes in between there, but the ball is ultimately awarded to Vilonia. Vilonia ball into Garza. Garza drops the ball back to Kaufman. Kaufman sends it wide to Juarez. Juarez then able to get there first. Parkview continuing their attack. Ball in the box. And Parkview is able to get on the board on the turnover by Vilonia. We have 15-11 remaining in this half, and Parkview does get on the board. Score is now 6-1. Clock continues to roll as Vilonia heads their way back to the center circle, still up 5, and just under 15 minutes remaining in this match. McCrory restarts, sends the ball out wide to Martin, and Vilonia looks to attack. Abbott Mitchell drops the ball to Victor Garza. Garza drops the ball to Slicer. Slicer drops the ball to Bird, and Vilonia is content with possession. Kaufman tries to send it up to Garza. Parkview outruns them, and Kaufman ends up just hammering the ball upfield. McCrory does get the ball. This time to Mitchell. No one there to call him off. Mitchell plays it off the keeper, touches it in. Pretty goal by Abbott Mitchell. Pretty run by Abbott Mitchell there to time that run correctly and make Vilonia continuing to press, and Parkview breaking that press. Attempting to go down the sideline, stopped by Sam Juarez, but Parkview gets the ball back. It is ultimately possessed by Victor Garza. Garza drops it to Bird. Bird, looking at his options, decides to drop it back to Kaufman. Kaufman, looking to center it to Slicer, did not see the Parkview player standing in the middle of the field. Parkview looks to attack again. Parkview ball, top of the box, tries to roll that in, but Frazier is there, picks the ball up, and we are going the other way. Slicer settles that ball around the 35-yard line, drops it back to Juarez. Where's Kaufman? Kaufman sends a line drive up to Martin. Martin back to goal, drops to Mitchell. Mitchell to Bird. Bird to Garza, and Garza to Mitchell. Vilonia now attacking. Abbott up to Griffin. Griffin sends a through ball. Pretty ball, but the Parkview defender makes a good read, gives up his attacker, and picks that off. Only option to do in that situation, though, was to send it wide as Usrich from Vilonia was attacking that same position. We got to throw in for Vilonia. Ball into the box. McCrory makes an attempt on it, can't get to it, and after multiple bounces and touches, the AR throws her flag up, directed at the goal, meaning there is a goal kick coming for Parkview. Substitution for Parkview, number 13 into the game for Parkview at this time. And this restart will be a goal kick for Parkview. Clock continues to run, 11:40 on the dot, remaining in this match. Big touch by the Parkview defender, lands around midfield. A brief battle for the ball ultimately comes down with McCrory maintaining possession. McCrory sends it in across into the box. You got Usrich in position. Usrich didn't have an option, but the ball is played out. Usrich's throw into Partridge. Partridge ball bounces in the air. Parkview defender hustles to the ball, just barely gets to it before Partridge does. Ball up to Mitchell. Mitchell touches the ball out wide to Partridge. Partridge looking to get the ball upfield. Trips up the Parkview defender. Centers. Garza gets it. Garza touches it to McCrory. McCrory gets the extra point, but unfortunately we are not playing American football. That's going to be a goal kick for Parkview. Good attack there by Vilonia. Good teamwork. Good ball movement. Garza dropping that ball off to McCrory. Garza's getting upset that Griffin's the only one getting assists tonight. He's trying to get on the assist board himself. That ball is sent up to midfield where Bird plays it off his head. Ball is now at the top of the box. Parkview hustling to get the ball clear and ultimately gets the ball off of the Vilonia player's foot. Ref blows that throw in dead. There's substitution for Parkview, number 19 into the game for Parkview. So we'll go back to having a Parkview throw on the ref's whistle. 10 minutes remain in this match. So we are 50 minutes into this match, 10 minutes remaining. Vilonia is up this goal differential with a score of 7-1. Parkview trying to get the ball upfield. Good defense by Abbott Mitchell. Good ball control. Walking the ball up. He sends the centering pass over to Garza. Garza flips it over to Usry. Usry there, but Usry is off. The off is called by the AR just probably a second or two ahead of the flip over from Garza, and that is called. And you have a restart from Parkview. Parkview's restart. Oh, Partridge just misses picking that off, but does. Oh, tries to get the ball to Slicer. Slicer does get a leg on it. That looked like he was trying to center it, just couldn't get his hips turned. Goes out the baseline. There will be a Parkview goal kick. A little over 9 minutes remaining. Parkview surveying the field. Big touch, line drive, played by McCurry in the air, around the 35-yard to Garza. Garza to Usry. Usry looking to turn his body through the legs of two Parkview defenders, but the keeper is there. Keeper with a quick restart, trying to take advantage of people in the box, and unfortunately for Parkview, the play out wide, unsuccessful. We'll have a Vilonia throw-in. Throw into Slicer to Usry. Usry into the box. Centers off a Parkview player, but Partridge is there to recover. His attempt goes wide right. There will be a Parkview goal kick. Looks like we're going to have some wholesale substitutions for Vilonia. I'm going to do my best to identify most of it, but it looks like you may be seeing a full battery switch. You got Sean O'Brien coming in to play keeper for Vilonia. Houston Fraser getting a break. Let's see. I see Ryan Hale for sure into the game. I see. Oh man, I'm not going to get all these, am I? I apologize in advance. I see Gage Pope into the game. I see Noah Ortega into the game. I see Davin Partridge into the game. I think that's Jonas Smith's into the game. I see Charlie Polkar into the game. Who else? Got Nathan Cutter into the game as well. Uh, Carter Reed into the game for Vilonia. And I believe Kaysen Martin into the game for Vilonia. So we have Cutter, Polkar, Ortega, Smith, Pope, Juarez, Hale, Martin, and Reed and Hale on the field supporting O'Brien for Vilonia. Oh, centering pass there by the defender falls harmlessly to the foot of Hale for Vilonia. Ball cleared momentarily, but Parkview does maintain possession. Big touch by the Parkview attacker, but O'Brien is there for the save. Takes a breather, rolls the ball out to Carter Reed, and Vilonia looks to change the field. Reed to Martin, Martin back to Reed. Reed to Hale. Hale misplays it. The Parkview is there, and there's nothing O'Brien can do about that shot. Parkview does get a second goal on the board with 5:45 remaining. All right, 5:36 remaining, and we will have a Vilonia restart at the center field. It looks like we'll have a couple substitutions for Vilonia. It looks like Davin Partridge and Ryan Hale will be leaving the game, replaced by Sam Kaufman and Griffin McCrory. Vilonia has this restart back to the keeper, to O'Brien. O'Brien sends it to Kaufman. Kaufman sends it up the field to Cutter. Cutter looks to make a play on the sideline, cannot get there. Throw in for Parkview. Uh, Throw in from Parkview, possessed, looking to go down the sideline. They're able to get it past the first defender, struggle to get it past the second. Vilonia's there. Noah Ortega plays it off of a Parkview attacker, and we'll have a Vilonia throw in. Noah surveys the field, gets the ball into McCrory. McCrory to settle it, does maintain possession. Centers it to Charlie Polkar. Charlie Polkar into the box, lines up, shot off the keeper's hand and the crossbar, ultimately tracked down by Ortega. Ortega tries to get it back into the box. Collision goes outside, but the Parkview defender goes down, and it does look like we are going to have a Vilonia corner kick coming in. 4 minutes exactly remaining on this game clock in this shortened second half. Vilonia is up 7-2. Parkview is showing a little bit of life here in the second half, but Vilonia is staying full advantage of this game. McCrory sets up for his corner kick, surveys, ball low line drive, tries to get it to Cutter or Pope, just barely does a Parkview player get to it, and we're going to do this one all over again. Corner kick coming for Vilonia. This will be their 8th corner kick on the evening. McCrory places the ball in the corner, surveys the field. Ortega plays close, but it looks like McCrory will send this one in. Another lower line drive, trying to get off of the Vilonia foot, unsuccessful, but there's a foot race to the ball outside. Polkar there looks to get the ball into the box. Ball off a Parkview player, Kason Martin. Throws the ball back in to Polkar. Polkar looking to cause problems, sends the ball up towards the goal, and the keeper easily gets his foot on it, picks the ball up, and we're going to be going the other way. 2:53 remaining in this match. Ortega runs it down, plays it back to Kaufman. Kaufman tracking, looking, sends the ball up on the sideline. Parkview player lunges for the ball, but instead McCrory has the ball. He's going down the sideline, maintaining possession, playing through some contact, gets the ball to Ortega. Ortega looks to center it to Cutter. Cutter gets a foot on it, turns it to Polkar. Polkar with a looper over the keeper's head and into the goal. That is a goal for number 33, Charlie Polkar, with the assist from Nathan Cutter. Vilonia goes back up 6 with 2:16 remaining, and we are getting close, guys. A little 2:10 remaining on the clock. During this stoppage, Parkview does make another substitution. And any second, the ref blows his whistle. Parkview is free to start again, and they do. Parkview on a good through pass, but run down by Gage Pope of Vilonia. The ball keeps going out wide. Pope fighting hard for the ball. Ultimately, the ball saved by Parkview. Parkview possesses, and they look to center the ball. Good defense by the Vilonia back line and mids here. Ball popped out wide, and McCrory is able to get to it, just not quick enough, though. Kason Martin runs the ball down. I believe that Kason Martin's number 1. And as we get to 1:18 remaining, the sky decides it's going to open up and come down harder than it has at any point in the night. Even the weather is telling the referees to hurry this game along. Big touch by Sam Kaufman there. A line drive, ball takes a skip. Polkar gets a foot on it. It does get deflected back. McCrory has his eye on everything. McCrory just decides to lean back and, just left. McCrory with a pretty touch, but it does just a little high, a little left. We have 46 remaining as Parkview hurries the ball back in for this goal kick restart. This restart, line drive in the air, lands around the 45-yard line before Kaufman comes running in to send the ball back up high. The header by the Parkview player goes the unintended direction, but it doesn't seem to have an effect. Ball is possessed by Vilonia. Parkview just trying to get it out of their back half and finally do. Good through pass by Parkview there, but the flag comes up and an offside called on Parkview. Parkview called off around the 34-yard line, and with that, the clock expires, and that's tonight's match. Your final score from here at Scott Field at Hull High School. Vilonia 8, the Parkview Patriots 2. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We should be back on Thursday as Vilonia travels to Little Rock Christian, both varsity boys and girls. So make sure to tune in for that matchup. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Frank Lieberg signing off.